Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're diving into Dan Abnett's Warhammer 40K novel,
Oh, nice.
Brothers of the Snake,
Okay.
to explore the Iron Snakes chapter.
Right.
Now, these guys they're shrouded in mystery.
Yeah.
They guard this remote part of the galaxy called the Reef Stars. And honestly, nobody really knows much about them.
Interesting.
So let's uncover who they are,
Okay.
what makes them tick,
Right.
and what kind of challenges they face out there.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it's a great story.
Well, what I think is fascinating is how Abnett sets the stage.
Yeah.
He opens with this quote from The Lays of Proud Ithaca.
Okay.
It describes these almost mythical brothers of the snake, these protectors shrouded in legend.
All right.
It just immediately piques your interest.
Yeah.
Who are these warriors?
Yeah.
What are they guarding? What's the deal?
It's like a hook
Yeah.
that pulls you right in, and then bam, we learn these brothers of the snake are actually space marines.
Right.
Specifically the Iron Snakes chapter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like revealing the men behind the myth. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that contrast?
Oh, it's
Ancient legend
yeah.
meeting these futuristic warriors.
I think it's a brilliant way to blend, the familiar with the unknown.
Right.
You have this image of these legendary warriors, and then you realize, oh, these are space marines.
Yeah.
These genetically engineered super soldiers.
Super soldiers, yeah.
It adds a layer of complexity to their image.
I agree.
They become both familiar and alien.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, and the Iron Snakes are bound by this oath to protect the Reef Stars, right?
Yeah.
For as long as they exist.
As long as they exist.
That's some serious commitment, man.
Serious commitment.
And imagine
Yeah.
dedicating your entire existence to defending this specific region of space.
Wow.
That's got to weigh on you.
It definitely speaks to
Yeah.
their unwavering dedication and discipline.
Right.
But it also raises questions, doesn't it?
Like what?
Like, what happens when that oath is tested?
Okay. Yeah.
What sacrifices are they willing to make?
Right.
And how does this unwavering focus affect them on a personal level?
Right. Right. Good point.
Yeah.
Those are some heavy questions.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long for those questions to be put to the test.
Okay.
We're introduced to Handfire,
Right.
this high-ranking official in the Pythoan Cantons,
Okay.
part of the Reef Stars.
Right.
He's on a routine trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
When things take a dark turn,
Oh.
it starts with this unsettling description of residue
Oh, okay.
and contamination
Oh.
found by a character named Hencher.
All right.
He's the receiver of wreck.
The receiver of wreck.
What really gets to me is this clicking device he uses
Oh, yeah.
to measure the contamination.
Oh.
The clicking gets faster.
Yeah.
The tension builds.
All right.
And then, well,
What?
we find out what all that tension was about.
That clicking device is a fantastic way to build suspense.
I know, right?
It creates this sense of dread, right?
Totally.
This feeling that something terrible is about to be uncovered.
About to happen.
And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Handfire stumbles upon this horrific massacre,
Yeah.
something so gruesome that the receiver has no choice
I know.
but to send an emergency signal to the Iron Snakes.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, that scene with the spilled jawbone
Mhm.
amidst the carnage.
Oh, God.
It's chilling.
It's chilling.
It tells you right away that whatever did this
Yeah.
isn't messing around.
Not messing around.
And summoning the Iron Snakes
Yeah.
isn't as simple as picking up a phone,
Right.
is it?
Not at all.
No.
It's a complex process,
Yeah.
steeped in ritual and bureaucracy.
Yeah.
We see Antoni, a clerk,
Oh, yeah.
navigating this intricate system.
Right.
She has to go through multiple layers of authority
Yeah.
and activate this ancient summoning device.
Right.
It really emphasizes the gravity of calling upon the Iron Snakes.
Yeah. You think that level of formality is necessary.
It's almost like
Yeah.
launching a nuclear weapon.
Right.
So many checks and balances.
Exactly.
It definitely makes you realize
Yeah.
these guys aren't your everyday security force.
No.
Right.
And when they finally arrive,
Yes.
we meet Priad,
Yes.
this
Flying.
absolute giant of a space marine.
Giant.
I love how he's more confused by the lack of a formal welcome
Right.
than intimidated by the situation.
Yeah,
Guy's
yeah.
clearly a warrior through and through.
Exactly. He's all business,
Yeah.
very matter of fact,
Mhm.
and he immediately gets to work, right?
Yeah.
Investigating the massacre site
Uh-huh.
with this advanced technology that allows him to see
Right.
traces of violence invisible to normal senses. It's like he's peeling back layers of reality to uncover the truth.
Wow.
And when the Iron Snakes finally engaged the enemy, these creatures called primuls, it's a brutal display of efficiency.
I know, there's that scene.
Yes.
Where Priad's chasing down a group of primals in a speeder.
Okay.
And Tony catches this fleeting glimpse.
Yeah.
Of like a broken, contorted enemy in the air.
Oh,
It's such a vivid image.
It is.
It makes you realize just how powerful and lethal these guys are.
Right.
But this efficiency comes at a cost.
Yeah, you see hints of this emotional detachment in Priad.
Yeah.
He's almost numb to the carnage.
Yeah.
Completely focused on the mission.
Right.
And as the story progresses, it becomes clear that this detachment is both a strength and a potential weakness.
Right.
It allows them to be incredibly effective warriors.
Right.
But it also isolates them, makes it difficult to connect with the people they protect.
Right. They're almost like weapons, these incredibly sharp instruments honed for war.
Exactly.
And it's not just Priad.
Right.
We're introduced to the rest of this squad, Damocles. Each member has their own unique skills and personality.
Yeah.
But they're all bound by this sense of duty and discipline.
Right.
There's Memnes, the apothecary, whose job is to collect the progenoid glands.
Right, the progenoid glands.
Of fallen space marines.
Yes, and for those unfamiliar with space marine biology, progenoid glands are these organs that contain the genetic material necessary to create new space marines.
Okay.
It's like a sacred duty for apothecaries to retrieve them from fallen comrades.
Right.
It speaks volumes about the importance they place on continuing their legacy.
It's like carrying a piece of your fallen brother with you.
Yeah.
Ensuring their sacrifice isn't in vain.
Exactly.
And speaking of sacrifice, the missions Damocles undertakes just get more and more intense.
Okay.
They're sent to liberate this oil refinery on a planet called Rosetta Excelsis. Strategically vital location, right. But the aftermath of their attack is devastating. The entire planet is destroyed in a massive explosion.
Wow, that destruction raises an important question about the Iron Snake's methods.
What's that?
They're incredibly effective, but their actions can have unintended consequences.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, do they sometimes lose sight of the bigger picture in their pursuit of victory?
Right. It's like, yes, they achieve the objective, but at what cost?
Exactly.
And it doesn't stop there.
No.
They face another desperate battle.
Okay.
On Iden City.
Iden City, all right.
Defending it from a Dark Eldar invasion.
Oh, the Dark Eldar.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with the Warhammer 40K universe, Dark Eldar are these sadistic, piratical raiders who prey on other civilizations. They're basically the embodiment of cruelty and chaos.
The worst.
And fighting them is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
It is.
The Dark Eldar are incredibly dangerous, unpredictable, and technologically advanced. And this battle really showcases the tactical brilliance of Librarian Petrock. A powerful psyker within the Iron Snakes.
Nice psyker, right.
But even with his skills, they suffer losses.
Right.
And you see the toll it takes on the squad, particularly on Priad. He's carrying the weight of leadership. And the deaths of his brothers weigh heavily on him.
You could see him starting to withdraw into himself. Becoming even more detached.
Right.
And when they return to their home planet of Ithaca, even that feels unsettling. There's this underlying tension with other Iron Snake squads.
Interesting.
This sense that something isn't quite right. It's like even their sanctuary is tainted by the horrors they've witnessed.
It's almost as if the darkness they've encountered out there has seeped back into their home.
Yeah, I get that.
Creating this unsettling atmosphere.
I agree.
And their training exercises with new recruits.
Okay.
The petitioners also reveal a fascinating dynamic within the chapter.
Like what?
You have these grueling physical challenges, these tests of endurance and strength. But there are also these moments where the petitioners use their wits to outsmart the veterans.
Oh, I love that cheese run scene.
Oh, the cheese run,
I mean, these grizzled space marines getting tricked by a bunch of newbies.
I know, right?
It just goes to show that even the most disciplined warriors can learn from unexpected sources.
Exactly.
What do you think Abnett's trying to convey with this?
I think it speaks to the importance of adaptability. And a willingness to learn, you know? It challenges this notion that the iron snakes are just mindless killing machines.
Right.
They have to be able to think on their feet.
Yeah.
Adapt to changing circumstances.
Yeah. And sometimes the best lessons come from the most unexpected places.
It's a good reminder that even in a world of constant warfare, there's still room for humor and growth.
Absolutely.
But that lesson takes on a darker tone.
Okay.
During the underwater hunt for this rogue petitioner.
Oh, yeah.
Named Pugnus.
Pugnus, right?
He's ambitious, wants to prove himself.
Yeah.
But his actions lead to tragic consequences.
Pugnus's story is a cautionary tale, right?
Yeah.
About the dangers of unchecked ambition. He breaks from the rigid structure of the chapter.
Right.
And it ultimately leads to his downfall.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even with potential, straying from the path can have dire consequences.
It's like a dark mirror.
Yeah.
Reflecting the potential pitfalls of the Iron Snake's own rigid adherence to their oath.
I see that.
And just when you think they might get some downtime, they're deployed to Ganahederak to fight this massive greenskin invasion. Oh, the greenskins.
Now, anyone familiar with Warhammer 40K knows that fighting orcs or greenskins is about as brutal as it gets.
They are brutal.
They're notoriously savage and relentless.
Oh, yeah.
They live for war.
Live for it.
Revel in destruction.
And they just keep coming.
And the scale of this conflict is overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
The planet is literally swarming with orcs.
Oh, I hate those guys.
The Iron Snakes are thrown right into the thick of it.
Oh, wow.
Engaged in this brutal close-quarters combat.
Nasty.
It's like being trapped in a meat grinder.
Oh, God.
With a never-ending supply of these angry, green-skinned monsters.
Brutal.
And amidst all the chaos, Librarian Petrock starts having these disturbing visions.
Okay.
He keeps seeing these giant orc-like jaws.
Giant jaws, huh?
And he's convinced there's more to this war than meets the eye.
These visions introduce a whole new layer of mystery to the story.
Oh, absolutely.
It's clear that something bigger is at play. Some unseen force manipulating the conflict. And Petrock, with his psychic abilities, is the only one who can sense it.
It's like they're fighting on two fronts, right? Against the orcs in front of them and against this shadowy enemy lurking in the background.
Exactly.
They're eventually forced to retreat from Ganahederak.
Okay.
And there's this real tension within the chapter about how to proceed.
Yeah.
Some favor annihilation.
Okay.
But Petrock insists there's a different path.
Interesting.
A solution they need to uncover.
And this is where things start to get really intriguing.
Okay.
Petrock believes the key to victory lies on a planet called Bal Solak.
Bal Solak.
But even he doesn't have all the answers, and Priad starts having unsettling dreams, too.
Okay.
Eventually realizing that the primuls they encountered earlier are somehow involved in all of this.
Okay, so we've got orcs.
Yeah.
We got primuls. And we've got these mysterious giant jaws.
Those jaws.
They keep popping up in visions and dreams.
It's like all these pieces of a puzzle are coming together, but we still don't have the full picture.
And to make matters worse, those dreams lead Priad right into an ambush.
Right, and that's where we'll pick up.
Okay.
In the next part of our deep dive.
I'm excited.
We'll see how Priad handles this unexpected attack.
Yeah.
What new discoveries he makes and how those discoveries connect to the larger mysteries surrounding the primals and those enigmatic giant jaws.
Sounds like things are about to get even more intense.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive.
Definitely.
Into the world of the Iron Snakes.
Can't wait.
Where we'll uncover more about this complex and fascinating chapter of Space Marines.
Awesome.
See you next time.
See ya.
So we left off with Priad.
Oh, yeah?
Walking right into a trap on Bal Solak.
Right into a trap.
What's interesting about this scene is it really highlights the Iron Snake's vulnerabilities.
Oh, yeah. They're used to facing enemies head-on, overwhelming them with their strength and discipline.
Right.
But the primals are different.
Different how?
They're cunning.
Okay.
Manipulative.
Right.
And they're not afraid to strike from the shadows.
Yeah, it's like they're playing a different game altogether.
Exactly. Yeah. They're not just trying to defeat the Iron Snakes physically. They're trying to undermine them psychologically, exploit their weaknesses, and turn their strengths against them.
That ambush in the treasury
is
a perfect example of that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Priad is lured there by his dreams.
Right.
These visions implanted by the primals.
Visions.
He's expecting to find answers.
Yeah.
But instead, he finds himself surrounded by enemies.
Surrounded.
His senses overloaded. His
Yeah.
armor malfunctioning.
It's a really intense scene.
It is.
You can just feel Priad's frustration and confusion.
Total confusion.
He's used to being in control. But here, he's completely off balance.
Off balance, yeah.
And to make matters worse, he's forced to fight without his helmet.
Without his helmet.
Which is incredibly risky for a Space Marine.
Incredibly risky.
What's the significance of that detail, do you think?
Well, Space Marine helmets
Yeah.
aren't just for protection.
Okay.
They also contain these advanced systems
Right.
that enhance their senses
Yeah.
and allow them to communicate with each other.
Right.
So fighting without his helmet makes Priad vulnerable in a way he's not used to.
Right. It's like he's been stripped of his advantages.
Yes.
Forced to rely on just, his instincts and training.
Instincts and training alone.
It's a real test of his abilities.
Big test.
Both physical and mental. And just when you think he might actually lose, his squad, Damocles, arrives.
Right on time.
And the tide starts to turn.
Classics.
It's a classic rescue scene.
I love it.
But it also reveals something interesting, I think.
Okay, what's that?
About the Iron Snakes' loyalty to each other.
Yeah. Their bond is incredibly strong.
Oh, absolutely.
They're brothers in arms.
Yeah.
They would die for each other without hesitation.
Yeah, and what I think is particularly interesting is how their arrival also reveals the scope of this primal invasion.
Right.
We see other members of the squad battling their way through the palace, facing overwhelming numbers of enemies.
It's a lot of them.
It makes you realize just how deep this conspiracy runs.
Oh, deep.
It's not just a small group of infiltrators.
Yeah.
This is a full-blown invasion.
Invasion. Wow.
And the Iron Snakes are right in the middle of it.
Right in the thick of it.
And while Priad is duking it out with the Primal Lord, the rest of Damocles is fighting for their lives.
Right.
Against waves of primals.
Those waves of them.
We get these incredible glimpses of their individual skills.
Yeah.
Like Dionysus.
Dionysus, okay.
Who's just itching to prove himself.
Oh, yeah.
After being sidelined on Gana Heterak.
He's got something to prove.
Dionysus is a fascinating character.
He is?
He's young.
Yeah.
Eager to prove himself. But he also has a tendency to be a little reckless.
A little reckless, yeah.
His eagerness to fight really highlights the warrior spirit.
Oh, yeah.
That's so deeply ingrained in the Iron Snakes.
Definitely.
But it also raises questions about the cost of that dedication.
Right.
And the potential for, self-destructive behavior.
It's a fine line.
It's that constant tension between duty and individuality, between following orders and following your instincts.
It's tough.
And in this battle, you can see how that tension plays out in different ways for each member of Damocles.
I see that.
But ultimately, they prevail.
They do.
They clear the palace.
That's right.
Drive back the primals.
Push them back.
And Priad manages to defeat the Lord in this final epic showdown.
That final confrontation is a real spectacle.
I know, it's amazing.
You have Priad, battered and bruised, facing off against this incredibly powerful and cunning enemy.
So powerful.
It's a clash of titans, and you're not sure who's going to come out on top.
And that description of the Primal Lord, with his elegant armor and cruel war mask,
sends chills down my spine.
I know, it's scary.
It really emphasizes the alien nature of this enemy.
Yeah.
This blend of sophistication and savagery.
I agree.
They are formidable.
But even in victory, there's this sense of unease, a feeling that something is still not right.
Right.
They've pushed back the immediate threat.
Yeah.
But the larger mystery remains unsolved.
Unsolved.
What are the primals really after?
Right.
What is the significance of these giant jaws that keep appearing in Petroc's visions and Priad's dreams?
And speaking of those jaws, Priad makes a critical discovery during the battle.
He does.
He finds teeth.
Teeth.
That match the giant jaws.
Oh, wow.
Teeth that were once part of a museum exhibit on Bal Solek.
A museum exhibit.
But are now missing.
Missing teeth.
Where do you think this discovery leads the Iron Snakes?
I don't know where.
It's a major breakthrough.
Okay.
It suggests that those giant jaws are more than just a symbol or a vision.
Right.
They're real.
Real.
They're tangible.
Wow.
And they're somehow connected to the primuls.
Okay.
And it leads Priad to an even more unsettling realization.
Oh, what's that?
The teeth were given away years ago.
Given away.
By none other than Antony.
The clerk who sent the original distress signal.
Oh, wow.
Who is now the high legislator.
Talk about a career change.
Yeah.
She's gone from a timid clerk
Yeah.
to a hardened leader.
It's incredible how much she's transformed.
I know.
How the primal invasion has shaped her.
And the fact that she's the one who gave away the teeth.
I know, right?
It's a shocking twist, isn't it?
It is. What do you think it means?
It raises so many questions.
Like what?
Was she manipulated by the primals?
Okay.
Was she aware of the significance of the teeth?
Right.
And how will this revelation affect the Iron Snake's relationship with the people they're sworn to protect?
It's like the ground is shifting beneath them.
I know.
They thought they were fighting to protect the reef stars. But what if the threat comes from within?
Oh, that's interesting.
What if the people they're sworn to protect are unknowingly aiding the enemy?
That's the unsettling possibility that Abnett throws at us.
That's a good point.
And it goes back to that question we raised earlier.
What's that?
What happens when the Iron Snake's unwavering faith in their oath is shaken?
Yeah.
What happens when the lines between friend and foe become blurred?
It's a really compelling dilemma.
It is.
It makes you question the very foundation of the Iron Snake's beliefs.
Absolutely.
But before we dive too deep into those philosophical waters, let's take a moment to appreciate the action in this part of the story.
Oh, yeah.
It's intense.
Abnett is a master of action writing. He knows how to build suspense, create a sense of urgency, and deliver those heart-pounding moments.
He does.
And he does it all without sacrificing character development or world building.
Absolutely. The battle for Bel Solak is a visual feast.
It is.
It's like watching an epic action movie unfold in your mind.
I agree.
But it's more than just mindless violence.
Right.
It's a turning point in the story.
It is a turning point.
The Iron Snakes have faced a powerful enemy, uncovered a deeper conspiracy, and realized that their traditional methods might not be enough to win this war.
They're being forced to adapt. To think outside the box, to question their own beliefs.
Right.
And that's what makes this story so compelling.
I agree.
We're not just watching a battle between good and evil.
Right.
We're watching the Iron Snakes grapple with their own limitations, with the moral complexities of war, and with the realization that the enemy they're facing is unlike anything they've ever encountered before.
They're fighting on multiple fronts.
Against
the primals.
Against the orks.
And perhaps even against themselves. And it all leads up to this crucial moment. This confrontation with Antony and the revelation about the missing teeth.
Those teeth.
That's the cliffhanger that propels us into the final part of the story.
The final part.
The Iron Snakes are left reeling. Their faith.
Shaken.
Their mission. Unclear.
And we're left wondering, how will they respond to this new challenge? Will they be able to overcome their doubts and find a way to defeat this insidious enemy? Or will their rigid adherence to their oath ultimately be their undoing?
Those are some heavy questions.
They are.
And I can't wait to see how they're answered.
Me neither.
In the final part of our deep dive.
The final part.
So stay tuned as we explore the conclusion of Brothers of the Snake.
All right.
And unravel the mystery surrounding the Iron Snakes.
The
primals and those enigmatic giant jaws.
Oh, it's jaws.
Okay, so we left off with Antony, the high legislator. Admitting to giving away those teeth.
Those teeth.
That match the giant jaws from Petrarch's visions.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge bomb dropped right in the middle of the story.
It really is.
I mean, where do we even go from here?
This revelation really throws everything into question. The Iron Snakes are sworn to protect the reef stars, and now they discover that the person in charge may have inadvertently aided the enemy.
It's crazy.
It's a betrayal of trust, even if unintentional.
What do you think is going through Cryad's mind?
Oh, I mean...
At this moment.
He's so dedicated to his oath. So focused on his mission. To have that mission compromised in such a way must be devastating.
It's got to be.
It forces him to confront the possibility that his unwavering faith in his oath might be misplaced.
Okay.
That the very people he's sworn to protect could be the source of their undoing.
Wow.
It's a crisis of faith.
It really is.
And how does Antoni react to this?
Yeah, how does she react?
I mean, she's come a long way.
She has.
From the mid-clerk we met at the beginning.
I know, it's crazy.
She's hardened, determined.
She is.
Doesn't shy away from her actions.
Yeah.
She believes she was doing the right thing, following tradition.
Right.
But now she's forced to confront the consequences.
The consequences,
of those actions.
It's powerful.
It is.
Seeing how the events of the story have shaped her.
Yeah.
Transformed her.
Transformed her.
Yeah. Into this capable leader, willing to make tough decisions.
Exactly.
But it doesn't solve the immediate problem, does it?
No, it doesn't.
The Iron Snakes still need to figure out what the primals are planning.
Yeah.
And how to stop them.
And this is where Petrarch's visions become even more crucial.
Okay.
He believes the key to understanding the primals lies in their connection to the giant jaws.
The jaws.
And he's convinced that the answers can be found on this remote, almost mythical planet called Ithaca.
Ithaca, wait.
Yes.
Isn't that the Iron Snake's home planet?
It is.
What's the connection there?
That's the mystery.
Oh, okay.
Ithaca is shrouded in legend, considered a sacred place for the Iron Snakes.
Right.
A place where their chapter was founded centuries ago.
Centuries ago.
But Petrarch believes it holds secrets.
Secrets, okay.
That even the Iron Snakes themselves are unaware of.
So they're going back to their homeworld?
Yeah.
Seeking answers to a threat that's been plaguing them?
Right.
From the very beginning.
It's like a journey back to their roots.
Yeah.
A confrontation with their past.
There's a beautiful symmetry to that.
I think so.
What do they find? What do they find on Ithaca?
They find ruins.
Ruins.
Ancient structures that predate the Iron Snakes themselves.
Older than the Iron Snakes.
Structures that point to a connection.
A connection between their chapter's origins and the very enemy they're fighting.
They discover that the giant jaws
wow.
aren't just a symbol.
Okay.
They're a key.
A key
to an ancient power.
An ancient power, okay.
A power that the primals are trying to unlock.
So they've been fighting this enemy all along.
They have.
Without even realizing the true nature of the threat.
It's unsettling, isn't it?
It's very unsettling.
It makes them question everything.
Everything.
They thought they knew about themselves,
yeah.
about their history,
right.
about their purpose.
How do they react to this?
They do what they've always done.
What's that?
They adapt. They evolve.
They evolve, yeah.
They use this new knowledge to forge a new path.
Okay.
A path that honors their oath, while also acknowledging the complexities of the threat they face.
So they find a balance.
A balance, yeah.
Between their traditions and this new reality.
Exactly.
It's a powerful message.
I think so.
That even the most rigid beliefs can evolve.
Yeah.
When confronted with new information.
New challenges.
New challenges, yeah.
But they're still facing this ancient power.
Right.
This threat to the reef stars.
How do they defeat the primals? How do they do it?
They use the knowledge they've gained to turn the primals' own weapons against them.
Okay, that's smart.
They confront the source of that ancient power.
Right.
And in a final epic battle, they manage to
contain it.
Seal it away.
So not a straightforward victory.
Well, no.
They don't annihilate the enemy?
Yeah.
They neutralize the threat.
They neutralize it.
That's very different from the Iron Snakes. We met at the beginning in the story.
Very different.
What are we left with at the end of this deep dive?
I think the story offers a compelling exploration of faith, duty, and the challenges of maintaining order.
Right.
In a chaotic universe.
Yeah, chaos is everywhere.
It shows us that even the most disciplined warriors can be forced to adapt.
To adapt, yeah.
To evolve.
Right.
To confront their own weaknesses.
Good point.
And it reminds us that the line between good and evil is rarely clear-cut.
It's a story that stays with you.
It does.
That makes you think about the nature of belief.
Yeah.
And the complexities of war.
For sure.
And it leaves you with this sense of hope, I think.
Hope, yeah.
This belief that even in the grimdark future of Warhammer 40K, there's still room for growth. For change.
For a better tomorrow.
It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, the light of hope, of resilience,
of adaptation can still shine through.
There you have it.
That's it.
our deep dive into the world of the Iron Snakes.
The Iron Snakes.
Exploring themes of duty, adaptation, and the ever-evolving nature of conflict.
Absolutely.
It's a story that reminds us that even in the darkest corners of the galaxy, there's always something worth fighting for. Something worth believing in.
Something worth believing in.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll revisit the Iron Snakes.
That would be fun.
And see how they've navigated the ever-changing landscape of the Warhammer 40K universe.
It's always changing.
Until then.
Yes.
Keep those bolters loaded. Those minds sharp. And remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there's only war.
Only war.
And the Iron Snakes are always ready for a fight.
Always.